Have you ever wondered what significant events happened on September 28th throughout history? Let's take a journey through time, back to the days of discovery and innovation, to the moments of joy and sorrow, all tied together by the common thread of a single date, September 28th. It's a date that might seem ordinary, but when we delve into the annals of history, we find it's anything but. On this day, over the course of many years, remarkable events unfolded that would change the course of human history. From groundbreaking scientific discoveries to the birth of transformative technologies, September 28th has been a day of extraordinary occurrences. Consider this. On a September 28th, over 3 centuries ago, European explorers first laid eyes on the majestic San Francisco Bay. Fast forward to the 19th century, and on this very date, the world was brought closer together with the birth of the telegraph. Then, in the heart of the 20th century, September 28th marked the establishment of an organization that would take us to the stars and beyond, NASA. And let's not forget the dawn of a new era in the digital world, when Google's beta version was released to the public on this very day. But it's not just about the grand events and monumental discoveries. September 28th has also been a day when individuals, just like you and me, took their first steps towards achieving something great. It's the day when ordinary people made extraordinary choices that would shape the world as we know it. And so, as we journey through this video, we'll explore these events and the impact they've had on our world. We'll delve into the stories, the triumphs, and the tragedies that have marked this date in our calendars. With each passing year, September 28th has been a witness to both triumph and tragedy. But remember, every day holds the potential for greatness. You never know, the next big thing could be just around the corner. And who knows, it might just happen on a September 28th. So, don't miss out on any more interesting facts about historical events on commemorative dates. Subscribe to our channel and join us as we journey through time, one day at a time. In 1542, Juan Rodriguez Cabrillo, a Spanish explorer, discovered San Francisco Bay on this day. For those of you who may not know, this discovery was a significant milestone in the age of Spanish colonialism. At a time when new lands were being uncovered and the world was expanding in ways that were previously unimaginable, Cabrillo's discovery of San Francisco Bay was a game-changer. This new bay, with its rich natural resources and strategic location, soon became a focal point of Spanish interest. It was here that the seeds of a new civilization began to sprout, which would eventually blossom into the diverse and vibrant state of California that we know today. Cabrillo's voyage wasn't just a journey across the sea, but a journey into the future. A future that saw the transformation of a simple bay into a bustling hub of cultural, economic, and social activity. Cabrillo's voyage marked the beginning of a new era for the region that is now known as California. Fast forward to 1831, when Samuel Morse, the inventor of the telegraph and Morse code, was born. This transformative moment in history marked the birth of a revolutionary invention that would forever change the way we communicate. Morse, an accomplished artist, turned his creative eye towards the world of technology. He conceived the idea of the telegraph, a device that could send messages across vast distances at lightning speed. Imagine, in an era when messages took days, weeks, even months to reach their destination, the telegraph was nothing short of a miracle. It was as if time and space had shrunk, bringing people closer than ever before. The telegraph was not just a device, it was a language in itself, the Morse code, a series of dots and dashes, unique combinations for each letter of the alphabet. It was a universal language that transcended borders. This was a time when communication was not just about words, but about rhythm, about understanding the pulse of the message. Now let's take a leap from the 19th century to the present day, the digital age. It's hard to imagine a world without instant messaging, emails, and video calls. But if you trace back the roots of this hyper-connected world, you'll find them intertwined with the birth of the telegraph. The telegraph laid the foundation for the development of the internet, the ultimate tool of communication in the 21st century. It taught us the importance of speed, of brevity, and of connection. It showed us that no matter how far apart we are, we can always find ways to bridge the gap. Today, every time you send a text or an email, remember that it all started with Morse and his telegraph. His invention, born out of a desire to connect, to communicate, has shaped the world we live in today. Morse's invention revolutionized the way we communicate, making the world feel a little smaller. On September 28, 1958, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, better known as NASA, was created. Born out of the crucible of the Cold War, NASA was America's response to the Soviet Union's successful launch of the world's first artificial satellite, Sputnik. The United States felt the pressure to catch up in this space race, and thus, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration was born. NASA quickly established itself as a beacon of innovation and exploration. The agency's mission was not merely to compete with the Soviet Union, but to push the boundaries of what was known and understood about space and our place within it. NASA's charter, signed into effect on that fateful day in September, declared that its objectives would be the improvement of human knowledge of phenomena in the atmosphere and space, and the preservation of the role of the United States as a leader in aeronautical and space science and technology. In the decades that followed, NASA lived up to this mission in extraordinary ways. It launched the Apollo missions, sending humans to the moon for the first time in history. It sent probes to Mars, Venus, and beyond, giving us our first close-up views of these distant worlds. It launched the Hubble Space Telescope, allowing us to peer into the farthest reaches of the universe. And it has helped to build and maintain the International Space Station, a testament to international cooperation and the human spirit of exploration. Yet NASA's impact extends beyond space exploration. Through its research and development, the agency has contributed to advancements in fields as diverse as climate science, telecommunications, and even medicine. Technologies developed for space travel have found their way into our everyday lives, improving everything from our cell phones to our medical treatments. NASA's creation marked a new frontier in human exploration and innovation. But its story is not just about the past. It's about the future. It's about the ongoing quest to understand our universe and our place within it. And it's about the spirit of human curiosity and the unending drive to explore. This is the legacy of NASA, born on a September day in 1958. On this day in 1998, the world was introduced to Google, a search engine that would change the internet forever. This wasn't just any ordinary launch, it was the dawn of a new era. Google was more than a search engine. It was a beacon, guiding us through the vastness of the digital universe. It transformed the way we access information, making it as easy as typing a few keywords into a search bar. No longer would we be confined to the limitations of physical libraries and encyclopedias. The world's knowledge was now at our fingertips, accessible from anywhere at any time. Google's influence didn't stop there. It reshaped the internet, setting new standards for design, functionality, and user experience. It introduced us to the power of algorithms, forever changing our understanding of data and its potential. Google's launch revolutionized the internet, making information more accessible than ever before. From the discovery of San Francisco Bay to the birth of the telegraph, the establishment of NASA, and the release of Google, September 28th has been a day of firsts. A day when the world has taken giant leaps forward, forever changing the course of history. Let's take a moment to reflect on these historical milestones. The discovery of San Francisco Bay, not just a beautiful natural harbor, but a gateway to the Pacific for trade and commerce. This discovery opened up new horizons, literally and metaphorically, for the nascent nation. Then, the birth of the telegraph, an invention that revolutionized communication, making it possible to send messages across continents in minutes, not weeks. A time when the world became a little smaller, a little more connected. We then turned our gaze to the stars with the establishment of NASA. This wasn't just about exploring space, but pushing the limits of human potential and capability. The moon landing, the Mars rovers, the Hubble telescope, all are reminders of our insatiable curiosity and our quest to understand the universe. And who can forget the release of Google's beta version, a tool that has transformed the way we access and process information? In the blink of an eye, we went from browsing through library shelves to having the world's knowledge at our fingertips. Each of these events, in their own way, have shaped the world we live in today. They've changed how we communicate, how we explore, how we learn. They've expanded our horizons, pushing us to dream bigger, reach further, strive harder. But let's not forget, these firsts weren't achieved by extraordinary individuals or organizations alone. They were also the result of countless small steps, trials, errors, and successes by ordinary people, just like you and me. People who dared to dream, who dared to try, who dared to fail, and who ultimately succeeded. Remember, history is made every day, and who knows, maybe you could be the next big thing to happen on September 28th.